Thank you all for coming to participate in this annual conference and 85th General Membership Assembly. This is the 85th year, and I'm glad that we have maintained this gathering of scientists, technologists, and researchers. I understand that many of you have traveled long distances and made a huge effort to join us today. One thing that I think we have accomplished in the past is that we have activated clusters of NRCP clusters in Visayas and Mindanao, and to me this is very important because this is very consistent with our initiative of really expanding our research pool, particularly in the science and technology sector, so that the institutions in the regions can be represented. Our researchers and scientists in the regions know better their needs and also their potentials, and therefore we encourage that we have a strong research pool in the different regions of the country. In fact, one of our main speakers today, Undersecretary Rowena Guevara, will speak about our programs that intend to really spread or expand the capability for research in the regions. This year's conference theme, Policy Research for Legislation, echoes a very important call for action to all our researchers, scientists, and innovation experts to conduct research to influence policy or to conduct researches. Today's sessions with our esteemed speakers to lead the panel discussions will give us the confirmation that innovation is now taking center stage in the country's policy making and is aligned to the government's socio-economic agenda. Again, this is something that our distinguished keynote speaker is really advocating for, a legislation that will encourage innovation and startup enterprises. I think that the programs that we have should really not only address our national bodies, but also our local government units who have to be guided also in terms of policy for legislations, local legislation that they have to adopt. The National Research Council, and as I mentioned, I served for 5 years, has a special place in the scientific research ecosystem, where discoveries start, where new knowledge are generated, and where innovations draw its roots, that is the basic or fundamental research which NRCP has been doing according to its mandate. I will not make my message long. I just want to, shall we say, request all our researchers to really consider the major trust that we are undertaking at the Department of Science and Technology. You belong to many different departments, different universities. Maybe only a small percentage of you belong to the DOST family, but we have really adopted, based on the Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022, certain thrust or certain outcomes that we want to see. One is really a significant increase in the innovations and research outcomes that we will have. Second will be the increase in the utilization, transfer, and sabihin na natin, commercialization of technologies that we will generate out of our research. Third will be the researches that will improve productivity of the different sectors, whether it's agriculture, industry, or the services sector. And we will also like to encourage, of course, startup enterprises that will contribute to our economic gross domestic or gross national product. And finally, there are also many divisions here who I'm sure are interested in contributing something, research in the area of disaster risk reduction, which we have considered to be a very important target, considering that we had to really reduce losses because this really, shall we say, negates some of the gains that we have once the disaster occurs. So I am very thankful that you all came, and I hope that it will not only be in terms of attendance in the annual meeting, but in terms also of contributing in terms of research or studies that will help us in particularly in providing the necessary information and shall we say studies and information that will support policy and decision making. So thank you everybody for coming here, and I'm also very eager to listen to the talk of our keynote speaker. Thank you very much.